What's up, Clay County? Today we're on the campus of Clay High School for the Clay County Coach of the Month, presented by our awesome friends, Chick-fil-A of Middleburg. As always, we can never thank Joe and Tabitha Mayo enough for all the great things they do right here in Clay County, but specifically for this partnership here for the Coach of the Month. Without them, this isn't happening. All right, Clay County, today we are being joined by head girls soccer coach, Miss Stephanie Waugh. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
On being selected as the November Coach of the Month.
Thank you.
All right, so I know you've been here for a while as the head coach of the girls program, and as far as the things you do with student-athlete experience and servant leadership and the culture is really second to none, and we're going to talk about those things in a little bit, but I think it may have played into your amazing start this year. I look at it, I see that you guys are 6-1-1, 50 goals on the season, 6.5 goals a game, 3.2 assists a game. You have to tell me what's contributed to you guys' amazing start so far.
First of all, I'll just say the girls just show up and they work. We like to hold a family atmosphere full of fun and hard work. So I always feel like when you have a family, they want to work hard for each other, and it's not about an individual. So I think that's a big thing. They enjoy being there. Like even today, we love to have music, we love to dance, but we also very, very intense in the practice and just trying to get some stuff done. Another huge thing that I will say is I have two new coaches on my staff this year, and they contribute so much as well. So with the girls just showing up and having these two extra coaches, and just I think the atmosphere of just being a family and working for each other and not yourself, I think that's going to be some of the biggest part to even say that's our biggest success so far.
Yeah, and here's what I heard you say. Nothing about you. What I heard you talk about is your team. I heard you talk about a family atmosphere. I heard you talk about even your assistant coaches. And so like a true great leader, you know, nothing about you. And kudos for you to understanding that. But I'm sure there's a little bit of something to do with your part on why you guys are successful this year. That's going to kind of lead to this question. I know last year you guys made it to the regional semis, and so I know in any sport to make it to the state series, really at the end of the day on the field or in the gym, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it to that state series. We're wanting to play for championships. That's not all we want to do, but at the end of the day, it is kind of one of the things that is our goal. Do you feel like that regional champion semifinals has like contributed to your guys' success this year?
For sure, because we were the underdogs even going into the regional finals. We lost our chance at even playing in the district championship, so we got in by just through the max preps points, and we were at the bottom. It was either we were 7 or 8 playing the 1 or 2, so when we showed up, we were pumped up. We were ready just to lay it all like out there. We lost our opportunity before, and I feel like we could have done better, just bringing the heart. And this game, playing the number 1 team, we're the number 7, something like that. They came in with so much heart and just showed up, and they didn't quit, and they worked together, and so we actually knocked the top team out going into the next game. So I think they believed in themselves. I always believed in them, but it takes heart and it takes everyone to be there, and when they did that, like, I think that just showed the world is ours when we won something.
Exactly.
But at least if we don't get the end result, when we lay it all out there, that's all that matters, and we'll leave with our heads up. And we actually came out with the victory, so it was a huge win for us.
Yeah, again, that's all. You never know, right? When I
Right.
talked about making the state series and just getting into the dance, so to speak, and then here you go. You play like a family, as you talked about. You show up every single day. You work your tail off, and then you put it on the line, and guess what? Boom, we win. So I mean, kudos to you, kudos to your team for believing in that and knowing that there's always a chance. We just got to make it to that dance, and so that's awesome. And I can see how that's easy to carry over to this year, and that belief and that want to make it back to that round. All right, so you kind of mentioned a little bit about the culture, and we haven't dove into that yet, and the student athlete experience. And the success you guys have had, and as I mentioned, I know you've been here as the head coach for a while. Why do you coach?
Obviously, I mean, I love soccer, but I love the girls way more. This is such a part of their life right now that has so many obstacles and pressures and all that. And more than anything, I just love instilling just values into their life of making them okay with who they are and believing in themselves, and just being able to mold the girls, reminding them they're not perfect, I'm not perfect, but every day is a day that we can get better for ourselves as a team, as an individual. Never to quit. I said this is a hobby right now, so if you quit on this, what's going to happen when big life comes? But just reminding them that they're beautiful, they're worthy. So much more than soccer, but soccer allows me to pour into their life, and those have always been my biggest trophies of just having 4 years just to work with them, and then once they graduate, I still have those relationships, and just getting invited to like their weddings, and they're just still being a part of their life. That is, I don't know, it's what's kept me here for so long.
I love it. I mean, absolutely. Like when I think about Clay County athletics, and if we thought we could take and say, hey, what would we like you to do as a coach? I mean, clearly I feel like there's some success on the field bleeds into to the player's life. So I do feel like there's a place for that. But the answer you just gave is what I'd want every coach to believe in. This is why I'm taking on this team. This is why I'm coaching basketball, football, soccer, whatever it is. I mean, that's exactly what we want in Clay County. So, hey, kudos to you, and we're lucky to have you as a coach.
Thank you.
So having success this year, that 6-1-1 start isn't the only thing that you guys have had success in. Particularly you and your team. You guys have also had a lot of success off the field of play this year. So let's do this. Let's go talk about all the great things that you guys are doing off the field. Come on, Coach Waugh. Clay County, we are back with Coach Stephanie Waugh, the Clay County Coach of the Month for the month of November. Again, always sponsored by our great friends, Chick-fil-A of Middleburg, as I stated earlier. Can't thank them enough. All right, Coach Waugh. So we talked about the amazing start you guys are having on the field. But as I stated earlier, that's not all the great things that you guys are doing. The student-athlete experience and the culture that you have built right here on the campus of Clay High School through the soccer program is second to none. And so there's so many things that we could talk about. But one of the things that I'm excited to ask you about, I got to hear, you got to describe this to me, is this annual Halloween practice thing that you guys do. Tell me about this.
Well, it probably started, I would say, about 12 years ago, because it's the beginning of our season, and we always would have practice on Halloween. I know, most people want to go and do fun stuff, so I decided just to make that a fun day too. So I challenged all the girls to dress up as best as they possibly could, still wear your cleats,
right.
And that was going to be our first scrimmage, JV versus varsity. And our warm-ups would always start off with dance-offs. We would get bats and spin, and they have to dribble. So stuff to make them fall and just laugh and just have a good time. And then we would always have a best dress, so they would really go out. So probably one of the most fun things, because you'll get people that can't move, or they're trying to, do different things and they can't with their uniform or their costume and stuff like that. So it's just a day just to just laugh, and but those are always some of the best memories and of the girls, just being on the team and stuff. That's the stuff that they always remember.
Student athlete experience. That's what
Yes.
we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to visualize dinosaurs or clowns or whoever they are just out there running around dribbling, doing. And then you said you scrimmaged?
Yes. We always like to scrimmage,
Right.
Just because most of them can't run.
Right.
And so that's the best part, because they're trying to.
Right.
So just to get anything, I live for a laugh. At the right time, I've learned.
Right. Right.
I love that part of just them just being silly.
Yeah, 12 years, right? So obviously it's kind of worked out, you know what I mean?
Right.
All right, so another thing, and again, this is nothing that's crazy that anybody can do. So, again, it goes back to the culture and what you feel is important. Is I've heard about some of the bus rides and the things that you guys are doing on some of these bus rides, and not just this year, but over the years and into the playoffs last year. Talk a little bit about what takes place on the bus rides.
Well, even probably one of the best bus rides was coming back from that victory versus Vanguard when we're, supposed to lose and come home, but we were taking something different. Just the celebration of that. I like to always have a speaker around so we can play music and dance, and I'm okay even getting everything going and leading. So on the way home, we played the music. The girls were dancing, and even some of the girls that don't normally come out of the shell were the
Right.
ones just taking over and
Right.
leading and dancing and just having fun and just celebrating. And the celebration is awesome, but I just love when they're just making those memories with each other. Those are the things that I remember back in the day when I played.
That's exactly right.
It's not always about the victories. It's just about just the memories, honestly, with the girls.
That's exactly right. Bus rides, silly things.
Yes.
Before the game, that or those events that are happening that you don't even realize are that important to them. And you're right. That's kind of the glue of your program. That's what sets the tone of your culture and that student athlete experience. All right, but again, there's more to it. You guys are heavily involved in the school, on the campus, of giving back, and you guys are heavily involved in giving back in the community. And I know an amazing event that takes place here on the campus of Clay High School, and I know the athletic director, Jared Moses, is a big part of leading that, but you guys are huge in that. Tell me a little bit about that Christmas event at Chauncey Bennett.
That's one of my most favorite because it's just the girls just giving back. When you walk into that cafeteria, and the part that I don't like is I can't take my whole team. Obviously you can't because of the numbers, because I want everybody to experience it. But just the girls that get to go, it's just such a life-changing, just reminding them how blessed we are. But once we get the kid and we're able to give to them and the whole team, the whole program, JV and varsity, they just bring the gifts and they just keep on coming, keep on coming. They love to give. But the most important part to me is when the kids open it, they're excited. But then I know Coach Moses' wife and some of the other ladies, they've always set up games for the kids to go do with their leaders. And that's the part that I love because gifts are awesome but as these little kids are looking up to the girls and the guys and they're in the uniform, we're their role models. And so when we get to pour into their life and it's so loud in there because everybody's laughing and screaming like just out of fun and snowball fights. And so I even teach the girls, material things, it's nice, but the relationships and the memories of those kids just looking up to you, that's what it's all about. So I just love that part.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you guys do some other stuff like at the El Rides Country Christmas, and I know one thing that you kind of take over a little bit and help everybody out here on the campus is when senior night comes around, and I remember for me when I'm sitting there doing balloons and all this, and you're like, we'll do it, the soccer team will do it, and so you and the girls and making sure that you're creating those arches and making sure that everything decoration wise is top notch. I know that's a big deal here at Clay High School, and Stephanie Wall and the girls' soccer program giving back on their campus. All right, Coach Wall, clearly it's easy to see why Clay High School nominated you for the Coach of the Month, and it's easy to see why the district committee selected you as the November Coach of the Month. You're clearly getting it done out there on the soccer field, and you're absolutely getting it done when it comes to student-athlete experience, and you and your team being involved on the campus and in the community. Again, we can't thank you enough. So let's do this. Let's go make this thing official. Come on, let's go do that. Clay County, we are back here with Coach Waugh, November Coach of the Month, again, to make it official, to make you the official Coach of the Month. Before we do that, we're being joined by some amazing guests here on the campus of Clay High School. We're being joined by the athletic director, Jared Moses. Cannot thank him enough for all the great things that he's doing right here for student athletes and the student athlete experience for Clay High School. And we're also being joined by Miss Chick-fil-A Cow of Middleburg. Again, as I stated earlier numerous times, cannot thank Chick-fil-A enough for all the great things they do. Coach Waugh, for being the Coach of the Month, comes with a little bit of perks. You first get our Chick-fil-A swag bag right here, Miss Chick-fil-A Cow. You get this pullover from BSN. Can't thank BSN enough for their partnership as far as the apparel is concerned. And you also get if I can get it out of here, 4 tickets to a Jacksonville Iceman game.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And as always, you get a framed certificate to remember Coach of the Month.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Coach, congratulations for being